Hello everyone, thank you for booking our camper. This one is the Road Surfer. It's 23 feet long and the height is about 12 feet including the air conditioner, and the width is about 8.5 feet. It uses regular gas. So I'm just gonna show you the features outside and then we're gonna go inside. All right, so when you come in, this is your side door. So basically close it like that, and then the keys, you got the square key for the top, and then the circle key. There's another one for the bottom. Yeah, the circle keys for the bottom. You can lock one or both, up to you. Also, when you open it up, you have the slide door, the screen door, sorry, and then you got that. And then from inside, when you open it up, you just follow the arrow and then just lift up and then push. Kind of have to a little bit push hard, but yeah. And then I recommend when you drive to lock the deadbolt from inside. You see that? So that it doesn't pop up on you on the freeway. You have compartments outside. So the compartment key for this side is this silver key right here. This one. So I don't know if it's open right now. Yeah, it's locked. So this one has a tendency to break, so all you have to do is just put them in. So instead of putting pressure on the key, you can put pressure on the door. Yeah, then it will easily move. So in this small one, we keep the vacuum here, and then we have some coax cable. If the campground provides you cable TV access, you have the cable here. What else? Some toolbox and some adapters. If you only have 50 amp at the campground, you have adapter here inside. You can use this, a 30 amp RV. So small things like that. So let me look it up. All right, now you have outside outlets, and if you can see, let me see it. Outside outlets. So basically for the outlets outside and inside, for the roof air conditioner, for the microwave, and for the TV, for those things to work, you gotta be plugged in at the campground at the 30 amp shore power cable, or you have to run the generator. Just remember that. This one has an awning. Make sure that if the engine is running, the awning won't come out. The same thing for the queen bed in the back, the slide out bed, it won't come out, so engine should be off. And so if you decide to use the awning, make sure that it's not windy. If it's windy, don't use it, or even after you open it, if the weather change, quickly put it back because they easily tend to break. So the button is right here for awning. Yeah, it's the awning button, so just press it, it will come out. Also, as you can see, when you press it, the arm, it comes out this way, so it's good to push the door towards you, pull the door towards you a little bit so that it doesn't hit when the arm comes out, it doesn't hit the door. Yeah, so you just press it up. Yeah, so press up, it just comes out like that. Yeah, all the way until the end. And then press down. I just get in like that. So the simple explanation. All right, let's go on the back. This customer, they booked e-bikes, so we have e-bikes if you need. They're $199 per bike for as long as your trip is. So we have different kinds, like a beach cruiser kind of e-bikes or a mountain e-bikes. You have all the information on the listing. We have a no climbing on the roof policy because this RV has a solar panel, so we don't want, there's a lot of sensitive stuff over there, so we don't want people to step on that. So if you can, please tell the kids or anybody not to go up. This one is the main compartment. Right, so in here basically we keep your dumping hose is in here to dump your gray and black tank. You just take this out, and then this is the plug, so you just remove this, and then one side of the hose plugs exactly like how this plugs securely, and then the other side has a like L-shaped adapter side. That's the one that goes to the campground ground, so you hook that up there. And then this one is for your gray tank. Your gray is your shower, your dishwashing, your sink. It goes on the gray tank, it's about 25 gallon. And then this one is your black, just a restroom. Yeah, so you pull it, you pull the black this way about 3 inches. First you dump the black, and then you pull the gray to wash it off. You pull the gray. Yeah, so you dump the black tank first and then the gray. Yeah, it's a simple process. Just make sure that the L shape is securely mounted at the ground, at the campground. or sometimes you need to put some rock on it so it doesn't, when you pull the pressure, it doesn't pull, you know, pop off, you know. And then you can please close the valve. You only dump the black once a day. After you finish, close the valve. Gray, you can leave it open as long as you park there. You can leave it open, so whenever you're washing dishes, take a shower, you're always dumping. So you can leave the gray open. But if you leave the black open all the time, the smell from the campground will come up to the RV. So you don't want that. What else here? We have all the chairs here. Up to 6 people. We provide up to 6 chairs. There's table below the chairs. In this compartment is your water hose and your electric connection. And the bottom one is like a stove, like a outside Coleman stove if you want to do outside cooking. These are your levelers to level. You put it under the tire and then back up on it. If you want to level, make sure the rear tires are dually, so you have to put one each for each tire in the back because they're dually, 2 tires and then one for the front. So whichever you need a leveling. You got the propane canisters here. We put the bike pump here, some bike locks. These are like when the slider comes out, it comes out about 4 feet. This bait, it comes out about 4 feet. So just it's a cone, you know, like so that people reflective cone, so that anybody parking next to you could see that the slider. Sometimes they hit the slider when they back up next to you, so it's good to put that. So that's basically what the story. There's some room for luggage. Also, this is a bike cover. Yeah, so that's that. And then this way you put your gas. It's a regular gas. Remember, no diesel, just gas, regular 87. So we give you a full tank of water. This RV has a capacity of 40 gallons, so we give you 40 gallon full of water. We give you full of propane. Your propane tank is going to be full, and then your fuel tank is going to be full. Your fuel tank is about 55 gallon, almost the size of 3 minivans, so it's going to be full when we give you everything. If you finish your 40 gallon fresh water, this way you fill it up. You just remove this, put the hose here, and then fill it up. This one is city water. You see, this is at the campground. This way you hook up to the campground water, so you don't have to use your 40 gallon if you plugged into this one. So your 40 gallon, you can use the campground water. So you just plug here with the filter and pressure regulator. So let me show you how it works. So yeah, so the yellow one is your power cable. We're gonna talk about that. And then your water. So you see, this one is your filter, and then the top one is your pressure regulator. This one protects the RV from high pressure. So you plug this to the campground water faucet first, like that, just like that. As you can see, flow pointing to the RV, supposed to be like that to the RV. So yeah, plug this. If it's not tight, you can use you know, whenever you have leaks. Also, we provide just Teflon tape wherever there's connections. If there's leaks, you can use Teflon tape. And then the other side here, you put the hose. It's a collapsible 50-feet hose. And then the other side of the hose, you just plug it here. Yeah. And then turn on the faucet, and whenever you turn on the, or take, you know, whenever you on demand, whenever you turn on the faucet, you have water. Excuse me. This one is for cleaning your gray and black tank. So let's say you are hooked up at the campground, completely connected to the dump with the dump hose, and then make sure you remove, you open the levers, the black lever and then the gray tank lever. They need to be completely open. This one we recommend if you go for a 1 week or 2 week trip. We recommend to clean your gray and black tank by hooking up the water here. Maybe once every 4 days you can clean up. So you could hook up the water here, turn on the faucet at the campground, and then just turn on the faucet. So about 5 minutes, let the water run. So the water is gonna clean the gray and black tank and it's gonna dump it automatically. But make sure your valves are open so that it can dump continuously. That's what you do, so you can clean your tanks. But if you go for shorter trips like 3 days, 4 days, you don't have to connect anything. You don't have to wash it. Yeah. So that's basically how you connect. And then whenever you fill up your 40 gallon, you need this adapter. You need this same connection, but at the end, this hose, you see, it has a start-stop, this one, so it won't go inside the fresh water. So that's why you need to hook this to the end of that, and then you basically put this in here. Kind of, it goes a little bit halfway. Otherwise, that hose by itself, it won't go in because of the start-stop thing, you know. So you just hook it up. It's only to fill up your tank. You can use this adapter. Right, so next power cable. As I said, this is 30 about 30 amp. So yeah, at the campground you have 50 and 30, so make sure you plug to 30 so you can't mess it up. Open this up, and then you see one side the plug is bigger, so you have to align it to the bigger one, and then slide it, and then you can just tie it. And then you'll see once you connect to the campground. Oh, before you connect to the campground, make sure the switch at the campground is turned off, and then plug it. So 30 amp is 3 prongs, 50 amp is 4 prongs, so you can't miss it. So turn off the switch over there first, and then plug it in, and then turn it on. And then you'll see green light will come up here, and then a blue light will come up here. So if you plug into power, you don't need to use generator. You have all the appliances will work. All right. This one is your power, your cable, coax cable, if they have a cable TV. All right. Here's a generator. You don't need to do anything on this side. From inside there's a button. Just press the button, you can turn it on. I'll show you how to do it. Make sure you have at least quarter full of gas. If you below quarter full, it won't work. It's using the fuel tank, the gas from the RV. This is your water heater. Same thing, just press the button inside. I'll show you. And then this is your propane tank. Yep. So if you happen to go 1/4, you can get it refilled at the RV parks. The professionals will fill it up for you. So propane is basically for your fridge. For example, right now it's not hooked up to power, so it's using propane, the fridge. And then water heater. But water heater, if you plug into power, you have another switch inside that you can use for 110. You can press the 110 switch to heat up your water. But if you're not plugged into power, you can use the propane switch. I'll show you inside. And then inside cooking, the stove is using propane, and then thermostat heater, winter time, that's using propane. So anything to do with cooking and heating is propane. Also the fridge, but the fridge is on auto, so when you plug to power, it will switch to electricity. What else? Yeah, so this one you have to adjust manually. It's kind of hard. This way you have to adjust it this way manually, or up and down is easy. But yeah, it's supposed to be tight here so that it doesn't flap. But this is the most important. So yeah, before you leave, you have to make sure you adjust properly. Also, if you go through a tunnel, you can fold this up. Some Zion area that have some tunnels, so fold this up. Yeah, just watch out for tree branches because these are fiberglass. So just watch out for tree branches. Avoid any tree branch you see. That's the best thing you can do. So that's basically it for the outside tour. And then yeah, next is gonna be inside. Thank you. All right, so when we come inside, on this side you see you have this your solar power controller. So as you can see, it's 13.6. That's a good amount for the batteries. It's full. And the house batteries are under the steps right here, under here. So they get charged when you drive, when you run the generator, or when you plug into 30 amp power, and then solar panel. So 4 ways they get charged, so they're always full. Above it is the power switch, the main power switch. So this on the on position. So if the kids turn it off to the off, basically it will disconnect the power to the house batteries and nothing will work inside. So make sure this is always turned on the whole trip. Right. Next is this one I told you, the awning, extract and retract, up and down. They have some lights under the steps. This is a main switch for the inside light. And then this one is for awning. There is a nice LED outside by the awning. This one right here. And power outlets here. Under the dinette there's a power outlet. By the bedroom there's a power outlet. This thing's extra table. So this is basically how it looks like. So these things we always put these things, so you just have to pull up and then remove. Yeah. And then when you put them back, just push them. Simple. Right. And then you have extra table. You can use workspace. Okay. And then when you fold them, this one is the folding, but you have to fold on both sides same time for it to fold. Okay. All right. Yeah. So that's that. And up here is your control board. So all right, so here you see water pump switch. So basically the water pump is if you're going to be using your 40-gallon fresh tank, if you want to use that water, if you're not plugged into the campground, or if let's say if you're boondocking with no connection somewhere, whenever you want to use water, you need to turn the water pump. That's how you pump water from the RV tank. But if you plugged in at the campground with the water hose, you don't need water pump. Remember that. So if you want to use water, just press this on, see the power pump on come up, and then you can just turn the faucet, the water come up. If you don't use it, it's good to turn it off. You can preserve your battery power. Water heater. So this is what I was saying. You have option, if you plug into power, you can use the 110 switch to heat up your water. Make sure you have at least half a tank of fresh water. You see this button right here up here? You can just push it. You can see how much water you have. Right now we have 2/3. So if your water is empty, don't use the water heater. It's gonna damage the water heater. You need to have at least half a tank or 2/3 available. Yeah. Or if you want to heat it up with the propane, if you're not plugged in, you can use propane to heat it up. And then give it about 10-15 minutes and you have hot water. All right, next is these things, you can press them down to see where you are. So the gray is the gray tank, it's empty. That's the one, the shower, the sink water, that goes in the gray tank. Black is black is the restroom, that's empty. Fresh water, the 40 gallon, it's 2/3. Battery is the one I'm stepping on under the steps, under the stairs. That's the battery, so it's full. And LPG is the propane. Outside there's a gauge too. When I showed you outside, you can also visually see the gauge. Also, you can see it here, it's full. All right, next is your generator. So if you want to use generator, this is your generator switch. So before you use it, if you want to start it, make sure you prime it first. You have to prime the fuel pump. And how do you do that? Simple, by pressing stop button for like 10-15 seconds. And then you can just crank it. Yeah, and then you can just crank it, and then it will start. All right, so that's basically control board here. This is where we put all the kitchen stuff, plates, bowls, coffee maker, toaster, tea kettle stuff, electric tea kettle. And here is where we put all the dishwashing stuff, this sponge, all the silverwares are here, and the pots and pans are here. This is your stove. Simple, so this is a glass, so you just fold it, and then for example this one. So to start it, you have to push and then align. So push, and you see this arrow align into that's a pilot. So you just, and then this is sparker. So you just turn it to spark it. Yeah, that's how it works. Turn it off. Oops, turn it off like that. Yeah, this one you can leave in any position. You don't have to. There's no off and on for this one. But this, yeah, make sure they're all on off. Especially if there's kids, make sure that they don't play with this. And then if it's leaking. The propane leak detector is under the dining table, so it's gonna make noise. That one's gonna make noise, so watch out for that. So that's basically how you use the stove. I mean the top one, and the oven. The oven switch is this one. So it's slightly different for the oven. For the oven, you have to same idea, push and then align to pilot. You see arrow to arrow, but it need to be push hold. Yeah, you have to hold it until you light it up. So, but you need a lighter for that. So how it works is, where's the lighter? It should be here. Should be here. Yeah. So you need this lighter to light it up. So, so with this one, so where you're gonna be pointing is, you see here, center, bottom, all the way in the back. There is the last one in the back. That's where you point the. What is it? I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, there's a igniting point in the back. So you just turn the lighter there, and then push and hold at the same time on the pilot position, and then you'll see it will lit up, and then slowly move it, and then the fire will come up slowly all the way. All right. All right, microwave is simple. But the microwave, this is the privacy shade. So this is a privacy shade. So one side has a top side has a Velcro thing. So how it works is basically on the front there's a Velcro here, and then you can finish up here. So you can just block this way. Or if you want to have a bigger space, you can start from here, and then there's more Velcros, small like pointing pinpoints, behind the sun visors too, and then so you still have access to the here easy. Yeah, so we keep it about the microwave all the time. Fridge, freezer, and fridge. So as you can see here, this is the on and off switch. So we always get it ready for you. So it's supposed to be auto, and then you don't want to see this check light come up. If that come up, that means the propane in the back of the fridge turned off. So just turn it off and turn it on again. So it needs to be reignited again. Yeah, you don't want anything beeping or anything because, yeah. That's that. So the gauge showing 30, that's good. And one thing, don't put like heavy liquid here, like heavy things, avoid putting here, just lighter stuff, or maybe heavy things more inside here. All right. Below the fridge is the trash. And this one is your replacement trash bags for this one, and then for the restroom. In front of the fridge is this compartment, any coffee, tea, cups, cups, some condiments. If there's already here, you don't have to buy. I'm gonna organize this better, but yeah. And then next to that, behind the dining table, this is where we keep all the towels, the pillows, and then the sheets. Especially this one become full-size bed. The diner become full-size bed, and then the one that the covers are the full-size bed. So sheets and pillows and towels, stuff like that is there. The main bed is the one. So make sure you have 4 feet clearance before you slide it. You press the slide on button. So as you can see right here, there's 2 buttons. The first one is light. You light. Next one is extend, retract. So if you want to extend it, press this button. Make sure that you have at least 4 feet clearance. Nothing's blocking your way. Make sure your engine is not running, and then just press it, hold it, and you'll see the bed moving. I don't know if you can see here. See? Yeah, okay. So remember, hold it until it doesn't move anymore. That you want it could be completely out. Hold it until it doesn't move anymore. When you stop hearing any sound, then let it go. And then you can just fold this bed towards you. Bed is ready. And then to retract it is this one. Just press the same thing button down until it comes out completely and until you don't see any movement. Don't stop because it's getting close to the wall. No, you want to press until you don't see any movement. Then you stop. And then above the bed, that's where we keep all the blankets, extra blankets for the other full-size beds. Yeah. Let me retract it, extend, retract. Yeah. Yeah, restroom is pretty big. As you can see, the toilet is a foot flush, so you just press down. And then this toilet, one tip we recommend: please don't put any don't lean on it or anything, because they're not the strongest like house, you know. So just be gentle on it. That's all we can tell. So a couple times they broke, the mounts broke. So just a tip. You have the switch here for light, and then you have your fan. You can control it from here. Over here, we have all the hair dryer and shampoo, toilet paper, stuff like that. Yeah, under here is more toilet cleaner, stuff like that. Simple. All right, so if you decide to use this, oh, by the way, this RV has 4 seat belts, so there's 2 seat belts here, and then driver and passenger. The factory doesn't put seat belt here. That's just the way they are. So if you decide to use this table, another tip about this table: please don't put any heavy things on it, or don't lean on it. It's not the strongest, just the design. As you can see, the support is all the way close to the wall, so it's not too strong. So yeah, that's just a tip I would recommend. So if you decide to use this as a bed, this table needs to come down. So how it works is, right now you see it's latched to the hole right here with this. So this is traveling mode. You want it to be here. So if you decide to use it into a bed, remove these cushions. 1, 2, just remove them. 3, 4, remove them. And the whole goal is to slide this bed to these things here. So once it slides completely, sits flush, then you can connect the cushions, and then you can make bed. So to do that, you just have to remove this way, like that, and then push from the middle. And then it will sink. It will sink to here. Yeah. And then so you make the bed. And then to lift it up, same thing. Just lift it up. I recommend not to lift it from here too much. If you can, try to grab it from with both hands from each side, from the middle side, and then lift it up. And then once it goes all the way up maximum, then this hole can line up. You see, this hole can line up to this hole right here. That's how you know securely, yeah, ready for travel. All right, that's that. And then this compartment right here is this customer, yeah, they have, if you book e-bike, we have all the helmets, the battery, stuff like that. We'll keep it here, and the rice cooker, yeah, and dish, anything like that. There are more storage if you want to move around, if you want to create your own storage. And then AC, yeah, this is your switch. So this only AC. Oh, the heater, I forgot to mention, the heater is by the bed. So this one, yeah, so you just turn it on, and then the heat will come from next to the trash around here. The vent is where the heat comes. AC is only from here. So you want it to be maximum cold, obviously summertime. Yeah, and then you just go, you have 5 settings. So you clockwise, you just go step by step. Don't turn it too much. So you just step by step, low fan, and then low fan, and then high fan, and then the 5th one is the high cool. That's where you want it. So that. Of course, right now generator is running or not running, or we're not plugged into power, so it doesn't make any sound. But just to show you, so this high cool, this the when you then give it another 4-5 minutes and more cold air will come. And remember, this AC and the fridge, they work based on outside temperature. If outside is like 110, you know how Vegas it gets in the summertime. They might bring you down maybe 30 degrees down. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's not like house. So yeah, that's just have the expectation, you know. And then to turn it off is counterclockwise. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So that's basically how it works. But the cooler it is outside, the best they perform. All right. Yeah. There's another compartment here. Yeah. This one. Yeah. This where we keep all the batteries for the e-bikes and the chargers and the extra tube. Some lantern, some e-bike, repair tools. Right, so above here is the TV stuff, so the DVD, and we provide you with like some DVD too. This is a Blu-ray DVD, and the remote is here, some first aid kit, and the TV is right here. So it's a smart TV. So if you have a Wi-Fi, if you book the we have a Wi-Fi too. So if you book the Wi-Fi, you can connect this is a Verizon Wi-Fi, so you can connect the Wi-Fi and then you can watch any like Amazon or Roku, stuff like that. We don't have those sticks. Maybe hopefully you can provide Roku stick, but if you bring your own, yeah, for now. And then if you decide to use it, you just loosen it a little bit here, and then just pull it towards this way. So while you're sitting here, you can watch. But this bait need to be this top part. Basically, this part is for the gap here. Yeah, so this is a wood, the bottom part is a wood. It's kind of heavy because it's gonna fill this gap. So bring it up here, and then the ladder is here. So lash the ladder here, and then that's how you go into bed. I recommend not climbing through here. Some kids try to climb to the bed through here, but these things, they get damaged. So please tell the kids to use the ladder. And then once it's flush, the TV can move smoothly once you loosen a little bit here. Yeah, so that's basically it for inside driving area. Yeah, very simple. You can connect to Bluetooth, stuff like that. Backup camera. All right, I hope this helps, guys. All right, we'll see you soon. Thank you.